all, today we'll be learning how to write a research paper. If you are a final year undergrad student, master student or a PhD student, then you must be required to write a research paper as an academic requirement. How to go about it? What are the AI tools that can help you in the process of writing a research paper? If you are struggling with all of these questions, then this video is for you. In this video, we'll be covering how to choose a research topic, how to write that lengthy literature review, how to write the discussion section, conclusion section, and by the end of the video, you'll be able to gather information on the AI tool that can ease you out the process of writing a research paper, proofreading it, and finally submitting it to your professor. So let's start with the research topic. So what is a research topic? A research topic is an area on which you will be focusing your entire research on. It is very important for you to understand that the research topic should be as interesting as possible for you, because if the research topic will not interest you, then you will not be interested in digging into it further and finding a profound finding for yourself. And if the research topic will be monotonous and boring for you, then the research findings will not be as profound and as interesting for the readers also. So it is very important that you choose a research area that is of your interest. There are three ways in which you can find a research topic for yourself. First, find a topic area that interests you. Then find all the research papers, nearly like 25 to 30 research papers related to that research area. Read all of them, at least the abstracts, and find a research gap. A research gap is an area on which the researchers yet have not touched that area. So you find yourself a question or an area of which the answer is still not available in the research database. So you have a research topic for yourself now. But this is a lengthy process. The second process by which you can find a research topic for yourself is asking your professor for a research topic, an area that still has not been touched by the researchers. Yes, for asking research question to your professor can also be a waiting time period can be involved in it. Maybe you will be lucky and you will find that question faster from your professor, or maybe it will take more hours. Third and the easiest method that can be used by the students for finding a research topic is using AI chat assistants like Perplexity and Gen. It is very important for the students to understand that while giving prompts to these AI chat assistant, they need to be very specific in specifying the area of interest that they want to work in. Only then these AI chat assistants will be able to work efficiently and provide you with a narrower research topic to provide a profound research findings for your research. First part of any research paper, which is choosing the right research topic on which you will start your research process. The second section that is including in a research paper is literature review. While you look at any research paper, literature review are a lengthy section which includes a lot of studies. It seems like very tedious for you to go through all the research papers and write the main findings of it and write a literature review. Also, the students may find it difficult for accessing many research papers. You must have faced a problem in which you like the abstract of a research paper, but when you try to assess that research paper, then it is paid. Any AI tools like Semantic Scholar, Google Scholar, and Consensus that can help you accessing the research paper that look paid on Google. These AI tools will help you in accessing the PDFs of all the research papers that can help you in writing the literature review of your research paper. So it is very important that the literature review also begins with an introduction section wherein you write the aim of your research paper, that why are you conducting this research, what is the purpose of conducting the literature review. Then in the second section you write all the main findings of all the papers that you have read and you think that are useful for the purpose of your research question. Then by the end of your literature review, you somehow summarize all the findings of your literature. This is how you form the structure of your literature, and these tools will help you in assessing all the important research papers. This is how AI tools have made the world easier today, and also this research process. You can use the AI tools for assessing the research papers and can also use the AI tools for choosing the correct and a feasible research topic for yourself. Also, it is very important for you to break down the research process into steps so that it will not look monotonous to you. For example, you try and find the research topic for yourself in a week, then assign a week for writing the literature review, and by the end of 2 weeks, you will be done with your two sections. That will be introduction, in which you will be just making the audience know about your topic along with the research question, and the second section, which is the literature review, and you will mention the main findings of the earlier studies related to your research area that have already been. While you are doing literature review, it is very important for you to understand that all the sources that you have been using in your research should be quick, that AI tools will do, but they need to be reliable sources. So till now we have learned how to write the introduction section along with the research question. Then we learned how to write the literature section, how to structure it, how to end it. So in all of these process, it is very important for you to consider that the information that you are fetching from different sources need to be reliable and credible. The papers that you are using should be published in credible and reliable scholars and journals. Only then the findings of your research will be considered credible by the future readers. The next point that should be considered by the future researchers while writing a research papers is that messy first, fix later. So while you are writing literature review or the further sections of your research paper, it is very important that you get started. So for example, after the literature review, I need to write my methodology, and I don't know how to write a proper methodology considering all the sampling techniques, data analysis techniques that I have used in my, or I'll be using in my research. But I need to jot down all the points. I should start with it. If the part is messy now, I will fix later, but I need to write all the things that I am doing. So I should be mentioning that what is my sample size, what is the sampling strategy I have used, what is the data analysis technique I am using, from where I have fetched my secondary data. I need to write it down, maybe in messy technique now, and fix it later. That you are using in your research paper is only theoretical. So important for the researchers to know that the future researchers may find your paper appealing. Use different flow diagrams, charts, and statistical information in your research articles, because people tend to rely more on stats and data than on theory. So try and use more of stats in theory and try to include a little of statistical information in your research paper. Also, it is very important for the researchers to understand that figure captions should be including, so that if the future users are just seeing the pie chart, they need to understand that what the pie chart is telling to depict through it. Very important for you to include picture captions with every picture or diagram that you have included in your research paper, because it becomes easier for the future users or the readers of your research paper to understand what exactly the image is telling to depict. So after this, it is also very important that you include a list of abbreviations in your research paper. For example, if you have used short forms in your research papers, then it might be difficult for the reader to understand what is the full form for it. So they can refer to the list of abbreviations that is included in the beginning of the research paper to understand what exactly the short form is telling. These are some points that can make your research paper appealing to the reader. So by now we have talked about literature review and then the methodology and then the data analysis section. So the methodology will tell you the research methods that you have used, and data analysis will incorporate all those charts and figures that tell the main findings of your research studies. And I have told you that you need to include the captions and also tell the meaning of the statistical analysis that you have done, because only then the findings will be communicated to the reader of your research paper. In the data analysis section comes the discussion section, where we compare the findings of the literature review, that was the findings of the earlier done studies, and you will compare those findings with the findings of your study that was showed in the data analysis section. So you have incorporated all the diagrams and all the findings, statistical findings of your research study. Comes the discussion section. The discussion section in which you will compare the findings of the literature review, that were the findings of the earlier done studies, with the findings of your study that you showed in the data analysis section. It is very important for you to make the readers understand how is your study special. You will highlight that the earlier done studies were able to prove this, but in the coming time, because of course your study will incorporate the present time zone, the present data, you will say that in the current time zone, the findings are this. So you will compare and contrast the earlier done studies and your study findings. So that will be your discussion section. It will highlight the answer to the research gap, that how is your study special. And in the conclusion section, that will be followed up by the discussion section, you will finally write the answer to your research question that you mentioned in the first section of your introduction, and this will be final. Add a section of recommendations. For example, if your research question targets the government policy, in the recommendation section you can add that what policy reforms can be taken to address this issue. You can recommend something to the government or to the municipal corporation or anything. If you want to, in the discussion section there will be conclusion section. Conclusion section will provide the answer, the precise answer to the research question that you highlighted in the first chapter, that was introduction, to your readers. So conclusion will provide a precise answer to the research question of your study and will be the main findings of the research process that you have conducted in the entire process. After you have done all these sections, it is very important for you to use AI tools like Grammarly and Quillbot to find grammatical errors in your research papers. It is very important to proofread your content before submitting to your professor in order to fetch high scoring marks. So all of these points should be considered by your student conducting the research process, during writing the research paper, and before submitting to your professor. I hope this video will have proved to be informative for you in understanding the exact research process that needs to be conducted for writing a research papers, and the video would have helped you in acquiring the answers to research related queries. Thank you so much.